If you're a beginner in the SMMA space and you're looking for the perfect niche for you, the niche that is going to allow you to build the lifestyle that you want to live, then you've come to the right place. I genuinely believe that one of the key factors from building my social media marketing agency to over 7 figures, which means we've made over $1 million in revenue, comes down to choosing the right niche. But as a beginner starting off in this space, I totally understand how overwhelming it can feel. There are so many niches to choose from, and how do you know which one is actually going to work? Because now you understand that choosing the right niche is important. It will dictate how successful you are in this business. But that pleads the second question: how do you pick the right one? Now, later on in the video, you're going to learn how you can get access to a full list of niches that can work for you. But for now, let's start with the ones you need to avoid. If I was starting off from scratch as a beginner in this space, I would definitely not work with e-commerce businesses. If you go on YouTube and type in SMMA, e-com, you'll see there's a lot of guys preaching that e-commerce is the best niche. It was a very good niche to enter a few years back for the simple reason that there's unlimited scalability. Well, it is limited, but most e-commerce businesses, if you get them good results, will be happy to keep growing their business. But now as I record this video, it's almost impossible for beginners to successfully work with e-commerce businesses. And there are so many other niches that are just way easier. Another niche that is preached quite highly here on YouTube is the info product niche. This niche can work, but for a beginner, not really. The reason being is that the owner of an info product business is typically very sophisticated. They understand marketing, they understand sales. They're going to understand a lot of the tactics that you're probably going to use to convince them to work with you. However, some of the niches we'll cover later on, you'll notice that the business owners are not really that tech savvy. They don't understand a whole lot about advertising, social media content, or algorithm. And because of that, we can use that to our advantage. We can use their lack of understanding of social media marketing to allow you to sell them a service that may not work for the sophisticated tech savvy entrepreneurs, but for the guys that are a little bit older and don't really understand the basics. When figuring out what niche you definitely don't want to work with, you should also look at the fundamentals of their business. If you want to work with a beauty salon that can only take a maximum of 10 customers per day, you're going to be very limited in what you can do for them. Scenario 1 is you get them really good results and then they don't need your help anymore because you've overbooked them. They've got 30 people a day wanting to book appointments and they can only take 10, which even though you did a good job, they'll probably have to fire you. But also it's a business that doesn't actually make that much money. The salon might pull in 5 or 10,000 per month, but then they've got to pay insurance, pay employees, pay rent. So their take-home profit is typically not that high. Now, with that being said, I have worked with a ton of e-commerce clients inside of my agency, and we've been able to help them scale up and get great results. If my first ever client in my entire career as a marketer was an e-commerce business, I think I really would have struggled. So maybe it's a niche that you can work with, but later down the line. The ideal clients that you want for your business are the clients that you don't have to speak to every day. The clients that just get that you are saving them time and making them more money, and they see that very clear value exchange and they're happy to pay you your monthly fee. Alright, at this point, you're probably still confused. You're still left with the question of which niche is best for you. So we now need to start looking at your service. A term that we coined inside of my mentorship program is service niche synergy. Oftentimes people are looking for the best niche or the best service, but they don't look at the two together holistically. Because realistically, e-commerce as a niche is a good niche. Salons can be a good niche as well. What makes a great niche is when you find a service that you know you can deliver and a niche that actually needs that service and will pay handsomely for it. When you're trying to find a niche and the service that works together, you first need to understand the niche and you need to understand what that niche actually needs. Let's take fitness coaches as an example. The struggle for most online fitness coaches is not knowing how to deliver their service to their client. And a lot of them know how to sell their service. The problem is actually getting the awareness so that they can sell their service. Most fitness coaches I worked with in my agency came to us and worked with us simply because they understood that we knew how to get the attention. We knew how to bring awareness to their Instagram page, to their TikTok page, so that they could then have more leads coming in and more appointments for their services. If I came to a fitness coach and sold them something completely different that was not going to match their need for attention and awareness, although that might be a good service, let's say funnel building or website building, yes, it's a good service, is not going to be good for the fitness coach. This is why I need you to think about those two things together. Hold that thought and let's move on. When you're trying to find your niche, you need to make sure that the niche is easy to find. Easiest way to test this out is to go to Instagram and type in a hashtag related to your niche. If it's fitness coaches, type in hashtag fitness coach. And you want to perform a test. You want to see how big is this hashtag. For example, let's pop up as a screenshot here of hashtag fitness coach. You'll see there's a lot of people posting content in that specific hashtag. That screams to me that it's a big market. So far we've looked at the size of your niche, how easy they are to find. We've looked at service niche synergy. We've looked at finding a niche that's not as aware, not as tech savvy as some of the business owners out there. And I've given you some examples of niches that I would avoid. Now I want to give you some of the niches that we recommend to our students. Now, if this video gets 100 likes, I will gladly give out this list, which we have, which has hundreds of niches that we recommend. For the sake of this video, I'm going to give you guys maybe 10 or 15 of those niches now so that you can take those niches and then run them through the checklist that we've just worked on. So make sure it's scalable, easy to find, it has service niche synergy, and all the other factors. Niche 1, day spas. Niche 2, online coaches. Niche 3, home insurance. Niche 4, gyms. Niche 5, interior designers. 6, roofing. And we're going to rapid fire another few for you. Car dealerships, accountants, architects, home security, moving companies, pest control, tattoo removal studios, and there's many more. If you want the list, make sure you like, and we'll drop it when we get 100.